நம் விநாயகப் பெருமானுக்கு ஒரு வாழ்த்துப்பா. நடன வடிவில் வருகிறாள் நம் மாணவி ஹரிதா from first year B.Tech. stage.
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि 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 महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मारकोटिप्रकाशं शातं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिमन्दिर मन्दिर 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 महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मारकोटिप्रकाशं शातं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिमन्दिरम्.
Thank you. India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legends, and the great grandmother of traditions. And that's incredible India that lives in several centuries at the same time. In the year 1947, during the month of August, the whole India was getting ready for its independence. And those words aroused in the air. At the stroke of midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will wake to life and freedom. These were the words spoken by first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on the eve of independence in 1947. இதையே தண்ணீர் விட்டா வளர்த்தோம் இந்த சுதந்திர பயிரை அல்ல அல்ல செந்நீர் விட்டு அல்லவா வளர்த்தோம் என்கிறான் பாட்டுக்கொரு புலவன் பாரதி. The first 2 decades after independence was devoted to nation building. மிகச்சிறந்த தலைவர்களும் அறிவியலாளர்களும் பல எழுத்தாளர்களும் நமது நாட்டை முன்னேற்ற உத்வேகத்துடன் இருந்த நேரம் இது. You know what? One such and the most inspiring stories of India since its independence in 1947 is the genesis of Indian space program. To think of having a space program of our own at that time was in itself a very idealistic idea. Vinveli Araichi, space, was seen as the future of humanity, And India did not want to fall behind the other countries. Dear students, there were two stalwarts behind the genesis of Indian space program, and those were Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Dr. Homi Jahangir Baba. And they decided and they believed that time was ripe for India to start taking steps of its own in the space sector. Practical technology, that means நடைமுறை தொழில்நுட்பம். இதில் மற்ற நாடுகளை விட இந்தியா பின்தங்கி இருக்காமல் இருக்க விண்வெளி ஆராய்ச்சி துறையில் ஒரு தொடக்கத்தை ஏற்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று நம்பினார்கள். இப்போது நாம் அதை செய்யாவிட்டால் பின்னர் மற்ற நாடுகளிடமிருந்து அதிக விலைக்கு அறிவை வாங்குவதை சார்ந்திருக்க வேண்டும் என்றும் வலியுறுத்தினார்கள். Then came the accomplishments of leaders like Dr. Satish Dhawan and Kalam sir and many other eminent scientists, and they all inspired the new generation in space research. Dear students, the history of Indian space program is a reminder of the strength of intelligence and the tenacity of pure Indian mind. Now, it's time to build the next generation of space leaders. And this seminar is one such effort to sparkle students' curiosity in space science. With these words, the world is treasure chest of gold and diamond, and we have some of them here as guest speakers and the dignitaries. It's time to don the dice. May I take the pleasure of inviting the dignitaries to the chair on the dais. அறிவை மெருகேற்றி ஆற்றலை அரங்கேற்றும் பொருட்டு குத்துவிளக்கு ஏற்றி இவ்விழாவை சிறப்பித்து தருமாறு ஆன்றோர்களையும் சான்றோர்களையும் அன்புடன் அழைக்கிறோம். தமிழ் என்னும் அமிர்தத்தில் ஒரு வாழ்த்து, அதுவே நம் தமிழ்த்தாய் வாழ்த்து. Let's all rise for invocation.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிகொழுகும் சீராறும் பதனமென திகழ்படத கண்டமெனில் தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனே தமிழனே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thank you. A lamp can only light another lamp. A lamp can light another lamp when it continues to burn on its own flame, says Rabindranath Tagore. We have an eminent person, Nanda Deepam, who illuminated the educational journey of many students who sleep less and works more in planning about the betterment of students. He is an eminent metallurgical scientist. எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்திலும் தொலைநோக்கு பார்வை கொண்டவர். ஐயா கலாம் அவர்களின் நெருங்கிய நண்பர். இவர் அந்நாளின் வைஸ் சான்சலர் ஆஃப் அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டி and இந்நாளின் ரெக்டர் ஆஃப் ஆர் யூனிவர்சிட்டி, who is Professor Dr. D. Vishwanathan sir. நல்ல விஷயங்கள் உலகெங்கும் எதிரொலிக்கும் அல்லவா? அதன்படி அவரின் கல்வி சேவையை பாராட்டி பிரான்ஸ் நாட்டின் உயரிய விருதான ஆஃபீஸர் ஆஃப் தி ஆர்டர் ஆஃப் தி அகாடமிக் பாம்ஸ் என்ற விருது வழங்கப்பட்டது. He is the first Indian to receive this award. And he also received the International Socrates Award from European General Assembly, UK. He is the first Indian to receive this award. We cordially invite him to welcome the prudential gathering.
அரங்கநாமம் இருக்கும் அனைத்து அன்பு உள்ளங்களுக்கும் இது இணையம் கனிந்த வணக்கம். Respected President of this function, Dr. Keitha Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor of Dr.M.G.R. University, formerly Vice Chancellor of Dr.M.G.R. Medical University, Government of Tamil Nadu, respected Chief Guest Thiru M. Sankaran, Director, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, Department of Space, Government of India, Bangalore, distinguished guest of honor, Dr. G. Rasa Singh Tangadurai, Program Director, PJ-10 BrahMos, DRDO, Ministry of Defense, Government of India, distinguished speaker, Dr. Prakash Rao, PJ-VKS, respected speaker, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, Secretary General, ITCA, Bangalore, respected speaker, Dr. Madan Balla from Alabama University, USA, distinguished speakers of this day, Thiru S.P.M. Moin, respected Professor Cyril Raj, Additional Registrar, MGR University, Professor N. Etiraj, Dean ENT, Dr. V. Shanmugaraja, MGR Medical University, CSC, distinguished head of the departments, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, respected guests, invitees, students, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to our chief patrons, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, Chancellor of this university, and Engineer A.C. Arun Kumar, President of the Dr.M.G.R. ERI. Their visionary leadership has been instrumental in establishing this Space Technology Center as a beacon of academic excellence and innovation. Under their guidance, we have consistently strived to create an environment where research thrives, ideas flourish, and students are empowered to become leaders in their chosen fields. Thiru Sankaran, distinguished scientist and director, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, ISRO, since June 2021. Leads the development of satellites communication, navigation, remote sensing, meteorology, and interplanetary exploration. He contributed to over 120 satellites in his 37-year career at ISRO. He played a great role in Chandrayaan-3's successful lunar landing, leading prestigious space missions like Gaganyaan and Mars landing mission. Sir, in spite of your busy schedule, you agreed to be here this day, and on behalf of MGR University, I wholeheartedly thank you and wholeheartedly welcome you for this program, sir. In fact, sir has started his journey in the morning 4 o'clock, and he attends this function. Again, immediately by 2 o'clock, he leaves for Bangalore, and he is going to conduct a ISRO meeting in Bangalore. So, that extent, he is giving importance for our invitation. Dr. G. Raja Singh Tangadore, Program Director, BrahMos, DRDO. I am very happy to remember, and I visited last year, DRDL. That is the day he sold 2 BrahMos missiles to Philippines country, and he started earning money for our country, more than 20,000 crores. He is a Program Director of PJ-10 BrahMos at the Defense Research Development Laboratory, expertise in propulsion systems and composite structure for supersonic cruise missiles. He is a pivotal figure in the indigenous development of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. He is the recipient of Scientist of the Year Award 2009 and the Technology Group Award 2020. Honored with the Eminent Aerospace Engineer Award in 2025. Sir, I thank you very much for your gracious presence, and I welcome you, sir. Dr. Prakash Rao, he has served as an outstanding scientist in the Indian Space Research Organization and held various leadership positions such as Director of the Space Structure, Program Office, and Directorate of Safety, Reliability, and Quality at ISRO. His field of specialization is satellite systems, including test and evaluation of sensors and control systems, digital systems, and power systems. He has been the Program Director for LEO and planetary platforms, Project Director for GSAT-9, SAT-17, and GSAT-18 communication satellites, and Associate Project Director of Meteorological Satellite, INSAT-3D. His achievements are numerous and include being on deputation to Boeing Satellite Systems USA as a technical consultant, being the Product Assurance Manager of ISRO's first commercial spacecraft, and being the Chairman of the Project Monitoring Committee for the 75 student satellite mission announced by the Prime Minister. Sir, my hearty welcome to you for this program. Dr. Madan Bala, CTO, Assistive Aerospace and US-based scientist, Chief Technology Officer, and Essential Assistive Aerospace 2023 till present. His extensive experience in propulsion systems and advanced engineering. Held key roles at Pulse GmbH, Space Propulsion Group, Stanford University, and Sierra Nevada Corporation. Associate Fellow of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Sir, thank you very much, and I welcome you for this program. Sri S.P. Moin, COO and co-founder Agnikul, co-founder and Chief Operating Officer of Agnikul Cosmos, over 7 years of experience in engineering management, manufacturing and supply chain operations, played a pivotal role in building Agnikul into one of the India's most promising private space startups. Background in aeronautics and business administration, passion for space law and demarketizing space missions. This Agnikul has launched their own rocket and their own launch pad as a private party in Sriharikota. Sir, I welcome you. Dr. K. Gopalakrishnan, Secretary General, Indian Technology Congress Association and UNISEC India. Project Director of the 75 Student Satellites Consortium Mission 2022, credited with creating the world's first 3D screen video simulator ride on the truck platform, filed over 746 patent disclosures, mentored 30 plus student startups and helped multiple institutions score up NIRF rankings and NAC and NBA accreditations. Sir, I welcome you for this program. It's a great opportunity for me to welcome my colleagues, Professor Cyril Raj, Professor Eti Raj, distinguished HODs of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Professor Mehta, Dr. Maduravoyal, and so many other faculties present here, and faculties and student delegates mostly, and ladies and gentlemen. The Indian space industry is rapidly progressing and evolving as a global player, fueled by increasing exploitation of space by both government and commercial organizations. The strong growth potential of the space industry is an important driver for attracting global players to India. The Government of India unleashed reforms in such a domain in 2020, opening the doors for enhanced participation of non-governmental entities in carrying out end-to-end activities in the space domain, and with an aim to provide them a level playing field. Indian Space Policy 2023 has thus been formulated as an overreaching, composite and dynamic framework for a thriving space ecosystem. With the announcement of Tamil Nadu Defense Industrial Corridor, which focuses on growth of aviation, space and military-related domain, coupled with highly skilled human resources, various investor-friendly initiatives, and conducive business climates, Tamil Nadu is all set to emerge as the key destination for the global space industries by virtue of its multilateral strengths. Our MGR-ACS Space Technology Center was started in December 2021 by signing MOU with Indian Technology Congress Association and joined in the Prime Minister's 75 satellite mission. Our Prime Minister, when addressed the United Nations General Assembly on September 25th of 2021, India is going to celebrate the 75th year of independence. In commemoration of the celebrations, there will be 75 satellites will be developed by the students of India and will be launched. So we one among the 75 launched. I'm happy to announce here our satellite is ready. The students of MGR University are actually involved in developing the CubeSat. Where is the CubeSat? Its satellite is available here. You can see the working model of the satellite developed by our students in collaboration with ITCA. It will be launched by July-August slot by ISRO. So I would like to congratulate all the students and staff who worked for this project and coming to a very great success. We have to thank our President and Chairman for encouraging the project. So far, more than 2 crores we have spent for the project. We have given training to the students. We have given industrial visits, internships, and actual workshop for the students in developing the satellite and rockets. I'm happy to announce that our students and CANSAT and rocket team got selected in the second stage in All India competition and coming for final. I request all the delegate students who are interested to know what the activities are going on in our space technology. The same building, 5th floor, our lab is established. You are welcome always and have interaction with our students and staff of this program. And I am very happy to note that India's vision, by 2035, Indian space station will be established. By 2040, the Indian astronaut will land on moon. These are the big ambitions by the Indian ISRO, and I am sure that many of you will be able to play a big role in these big missions. And finally, I am sure that our students who got trained, who got educated, who got experienced in satellite activities is not only employable in ISRO, not only employable in the private industries, but also they will be definitely employed even in NASA. That extent, we have given training to our students. With these few words, I once again welcome all the delegates and students and invitees, guests for this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. A book can be replaced only by another book. தனக்கு கிடைக்கும் ஓய்வு நேரத்தை எல்லாம் நூலகத்திலும் நூல்கள் மத்தியிலும் அதிக நேரம் செலவிடுவாராம் ஒரு இந்திய விண்வெளி அறிவியலாளர். இதனால் அவரை நடமாடும் நூலகம், அறிவியல் களஞ்சியம், தி வாக்கிங் என்சைக்ளோபீடியா என்றும் செல்லமாக அறியப்பட்டாராம் இவர். அவர் பத்மஸ்ரீ ப்ரொஃபஸர் R.M. வாசகம் சார். இஸ்ரோவின் முதல் தலைமுறை இந்திய அறிவியலாளர்களில் மிக முக்கியமான ஆளுமையும் நமது பல்கலையின் முதல் துணைவேந்தரும் ஆவார். He was the project director of Apple Satellite, which is India's first communication satellite. பின்னாட்களில் அண்ணா பல்கலையின் துணைவேந்தராக செயல்பட்டார். இந்தியாவில் முதல் மாணவர்கள் செயற்கைக்கோளான அனுசாட் அதற்கு வழிவகுத்தார். நம் பல்கலையில் நடைபெற்ற நேஷனல் செமினார் ஸ்பேஸ் 2.0, நேஷனல் செமினார் 3.0 கடந்த 2 வருடங்களாக நடைபெற்று வருகிறது. இது 3வது ஆண்டு. நேஷனல் செமினார் 4.0 அவரின் நல்லாசையுடனும் நினைவுகளுடனும் தொடங்க உள்ளது. He is no more and he left us on February 14, 2025 to salute his massive contribution in the field of space science and technology. Dignitaries will pay heartfelt tribute by offering flowers to his photo. His presence is missed, but his legacy lives in our hearts forever. May I request all to observe 2 minutes of silence to the legacy of innovations, Padma Shri Professor R.M. Vasagam, sir. Thank you.
I would like to show you the real satellite developed by our students. It is working condition. This is the actual satellite going to be launched in the rocket. This is called a CubeSat. The purpose of the satellite to guide our Indian fishermen when they are fishing. They should not cross our Indian fishing border, so that Sri Lankans will not arrest our fishermen. Also, any help they need, they will communicate to our MGR space station, and we will communicate to Coast Guard to help the fishermen. And any help to their families will be done by our MGR thing. This is the great aspect. Our 100 students are trained in developing this satellite. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's time to honor our guest with bouquet. We now request our Vice Chancellor, Ma'am Professor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, to honor our Chief Guest, Sri M. Shankaran, Director, UR of Satellite Center, ISRO. We request our Rector, Professor Dr. D. Vishwanathan, sir, to honor Dr. G. Raja Singh Tangadurai, Program Director, PJ10, BrahMos, DRDL, DRDO. We now request our additional registrar, Dr. Cyril sir, to honor Dr. Prakash Rao, PJVKS Chairman, Project Monitoring Committee, Outstanding Scientist and former Director, Space Infrastructure Program, Additional Charge of Director, DSRQ, ISRO. We request Professor Dr. Sai Shanmugaraja sir to honor Dr. K. Gopalakrishnan sir, Secretary General, ITCA, Bangalore. We also request our rector sir to honor Dr. Madan Bala sir, CTO, Assistive Astitva Aerospace Private Limited, Alabama University, USA. We request our additional registrar, Dr. V. Srinraj sir, to brief upon the theme of seminar.
Most respected dignitaries on the days, good morning to everyone present here. It is with immense pride and enthusiasm that I welcome you all for the National Seminar on Space 4.0, Emerging Space Technology Innovations, organized by Dr.M.G.R.-ACS Space Technology Center at MGR University in collaboration with the Institution of Engineers India, Thiruvallur Local Center. The National Seminar reflects our university's ongoing mission to stay at the forefront of cutting-edge research and development in science and technology, especially in the area of space innovation, a field that defines the future of the humanity. We are proud to be among the very few universities in India that have established a dedicated satellite and space application center. This isn't just a symbolic milestone, it is a practical step towards creating a center of excellence for space education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In fact, our satellite development initiative, MGR-SAT, marks a bold leap forward. This project is not just about building hardware, it embodies our social responsibility guided by the vision of our Chancellor, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam. The satellite is being designed to help the fishermen in Tamil Nadu for avoiding crossing the international waters, especially into the Sri Lankan territory. The dream has taken shape under the dynamic leadership of our President Engineer A.C. Arun Kumar, who established Dr. M.G.R.-ACS Space Technology Center here. 40 students across various science and engineering disciplines are selected every year and trained intensively in satellite systems, data applications, communication technologies, and project execution, making this one of our university key unique selling point. We strongly believe in empowering our students to become job creators, not job seekers. This seminar, and indeed this entire initiative, stands as a testimony to that belief. This Space 4.0 seminar, with the knowledge sharing from some of the brightest minds in the space sector, will surely serve as a booster rocket, helping the payload of talent in this hall to escape the gravitational pull of self-doubt and to launch into the orbit of innovation and ambition. We are thrilled to host an incredible lineup of speakers across these 2 days. The day one today, we have got Sri Shankaran sir, Director, U.R. Rao Satellite Center Development of Space, Government of India, Bangalore. He is going to talk about Indian satellite program achievements and opportunities. Followed by him, Dr. G. Raja Singh Thangadurai, Program Director, PJ-10, BrahMos DRDO, Ministry of Defense, Government of India, will talk about innovations in the success story of Indo-Russian Joint Venture Program, BrahMos. Dr. Madan Bala, Assistive Aerospace Technology Limited, Alabama University, USA, will talk about integrated opportunities in the space economics. Dr. Prakash Rao, Chairman, Project Monitoring Committee, Outstanding Scientist, former Director, Space Infrastructure Program Office at ISRO, will talk about understanding space environment, the first step towards space innovations. Followed by him, Sri SPM Moin, co-founder and Chief Operating Officer, Agnikul, Chennai, will talk about automating launch vehicle building. Followed by that, in the evening, we have a student presentation where the CubeSat subsystem were designed by our students and then exhibited there in various government competitions. That will be done by Mr. I. Praveen Kumar of second year IT, Mr. M. Dinesh Kumar, third year CSE, and then followed by that, Dr. K. Gopalakrishnan, Secretary General ITCA, Bangalore, will discuss about the big applications, the new space era, and opportunities for global collaborations in higher educational institutions. Tomorrow, the day 2, the first speaker will be Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director, Promotion, Directorate, In Space, Executive Secretary, and then Astronomical Society of India, Department of Space, Government of India, Bangalore. He will talk about in space expanding the horizon of Indian commercial space sector through policy, regulation, and collaboration. Followed by that, Dr. A. Rajarajan, Distinguished Scientist, Member of In Space Board, Space Control Director, SDC, Sriharikota, Department of Space, Government of India, will talk about a small is a new big. He is currently the director of Satish Dhawan Space Center. Followed by that, Mrs. Kalpana Aravind, outstanding scientist, ISRO, Associate Director, that low Earth orbit, and then ISRO, at Pina, Bangalore, retired. He'll discuss about advancement in electro-optical sensors in space, where he has intensively collaborated for the success of our Chandrayaan-3 program also. Dr. Prakash Rao, Chairman, Project Monitoring Committee, will discuss about handling the transition from classroom to the clean room. Followed by that, Sri Kishore Ashok, Director CTO, RPA Scientist, Aerion Space Tech Private Limited, will discuss about empowering women in space exploration, space technology. Then, Sri Vikram Sivaprakashan, Subject Matter Expert, KPIT, will talk about satellite internet systems. Followed by that, 2 of our student group, Mr. J. Harishwa, final year CSE, Data Science and AI, Mr. R. Banu Prasad, final year CSE, Mr. S. Arun, final year CSE, and then R. Rajavelu, final year CSE. They will talk about CANSAT, construction, design and working. Followed by that, Mr. A. Venpriyan, third year CSE, Data Science and AI, Mr. S. Gokul Raj, third year CSE, Data Science and AI, will discuss about rocketry, construction, design and working. Each speaker brings them a universe of knowledge that will shape the future of our students and inspire new ventures in this ever-expanding sector. We are proud to share that over 300 students and faculty from various institutions, including schools, are participating in this event. This diversity reflects the inclusive and interdisciplinary nature of the modern space sector. Now let us look at the opportunities that lying ahead. There are many opportunities. The forthcoming speakers will tell about all these things. Dear participants, the global space economy is currently valued around 50 lakh crore, with satellite service alone accounting for 12.5 lakh crore. India's potential in satellite manufacturing, data service and launch opportunities is projected at 50,000 crore in the next 5 years. This presents an incredible opportunity for academia and startup to lead the space technology development. As we stand in the launchpad of this new frontier, I extend my deepest appreciation to the entire organizing committee, our dedicated students and our respected guests for their enthusiastic participation and invaluable contributions towards making this event as a remarkable and inspiring experience. Let us remember, this is not about satellite or rockets. This is about vision, national pride, about building a better tomorrow. With this, I welcome you all for this Space 4.0. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Marching on, we have a woman leader to impact, influence, and inspire on stage now. I deem it a great pleasure to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, to deliver the presidential address.
A very good morning to my dear students and the registered participants. And today, on the eve of the National Seminar Space 4.0 on Emerging Space Technology and Innovation, our Dr.M.G.R. Educational Research Institute, deemed to be university, with Dr.M.G.R.-ACS Space Technology Center, Departments of Engineering and Technology, the Institution of Engineers, Indian Technology Congress Association, Bengaluru, have made this possible today, the National Seminar Space 4.2. On behalf of the management, I welcome you all, and we should thank our Chairman and Chancellor and our President ACS, Arun Kumar, for giving the Space Technology Department and the students and the faculty to be here to share the knowledge with the experts like our Honorable Sri M. Shankaran, Director, UR Satellites, and my dear children and faculty, you should know the value of them. That is what I want to know, all of you. They have not come here just like that, but they value your contribution to space technology, so they have come here. So please acknowledge their presence here. Yes. Dr. Raja Singh Tangadurai, the Program Director of BrahMos DRDL and DRDO. Dr. Madan Bala, who's here from Alabama University, USA. Mr. Gopalakrishnan, Secretary General of Indian Technology of Congress Association, Bengaluru. So all of them, and of course there are, and sorry sir, Dr. Prakash Rao, who's here, and my dear friend and my colleague, Dr. Vishwanathan, the former Vice Chancellor of Anna University, and now taking care of the Space Technology Center, and Mr. Silraj, who's here, our additional registrar and dean, Mr. Etiraj, and my dear faculty who are here, because I couldn't name them as I could. And today, as we stand at the threshold of the new era, one shaped by the vast expanse of space and boundless potential of human ingenuity, and in the frontier. It is a next frontier being shaped right now by emerging technologies, pioneering minds like you, and the bold ideas brought by you and our scientists. Over the past few decades, we have launched satellites that map our climate, telescopes that peer into distant galaxies, and missions that touch the surface of other world. But the innovation emerging today in the fields like artificial intelligence, reusable launch system, quantum communication, and nano-satellite technology are now accelerating our journey in ways once thought impossible by us. Space is no longer the domain of a few. Startups, universities, and even students right now in front of me are now contributing to the global space ecosystem. Low Earth orbit is becoming more accessible. Lunar missions are returning with renewed purpose. Mars is no longer just a dream. It is a destination. These innovations, my dear students, have real impact from GPS to disaster management, from climate modeling to secure communication. The benefits of space science touch every part of our lives. But with these advances comes a responsibility by us to ensure peaceful, sustainable, and ethical use of our outer space. Dear children, it is you in your hands for the future India. So we must foster international collaboration, invest in young mind, and ensure that no country or community is left behind in the race for the stars. Let us commit today as a nation and as a global society to support research, inspire exploration, and pursue innovation with integrity. The sky is not the limit, and it is now the beginning for you, my young students. So I would like to give a foster by our scientists here that they would become the future scientists for our nation and be a big India. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are marching towards the session 1 of the day. We now request the dignitaries to occupy the seats of the dais.
I am happy to announce today that the UNISEC Japan, that is University Space Engineering Consortium, has accommodated MGR Education Research Institute as institutional member of their body. First institution from Tamil Nadu. Second thing, the World Concert Rocketry Consortium has also recognized MGR University as institutional member from now onwards. Thank you.
Though it is a symbolic event, so the real satellite is going to the right hands of ISRO for launch.
Dear students, dear children, space, rocket, satellite, அப்படினா நமக்கெல்லாம் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். Is that right? எத்தனை பேருக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்? Yes. We are fascinated by the color of the sky. Either it be a moon, நம்ம கூடயே சேர்ந்து நடந்து வரும். Is that so? Yes. நம்மெல்லாம் நிலாச்சோறு ஊட்டி வளர்ந்தவர்கள். It's in the blood. Only thing is we have to tickle the right card, and this is one such event. The session 1 of the day, for which we have Professor Dr. L. Ramesh, Joint Registrar, EPA, will be chairing the session. We invite him. His expertise lies in electrical and electronic engineering. Apart from that, is a mature contributor of energy conservation. We invite Dr. Felix Kila ma'am to be the co-chair of this session. His expertise lies in structural engineering, construction materials, and concrete technology.
Hello. So very happy to welcome you all for our first session. So we have two very eminent scientists for the session 1. The first session titled Indian Satellite Program Achievements and Opportunities, presented by Sri M. Shankaran sir, Director U.R. Rao Satellite Center, Department of Space, Government of India. So the thematic for this session is the India Satellite Program lead by ISRO had made significant strides since launching its first satellite, Aryabhatta, in 1975. So till date, India has launched over 430 satellites using more than 90 rockets, including indigenous launchers like PSLV and GSLV. So milestones like Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan, Aditya L1 showcase India's cost-effective innovation and scientific excellence. The INSAT, IRS and NAVIC series continue to support sectors like communication, navigation and weather forecasting. India has launched satellite for over 36 countries, strengthening global ties through over 430 foreign satellite launches. Private sector and student participation have broadened access to space. With growing application in smart agriculture, 5G and disaster management, India's space program is set for a greater global impact. The future lies in innovation, collaboration and inclusive technological development. With this note, I will invite my co-chair, Dr. Felix Kalla Madam, to introduce Sri M. Shankar.
Good morning to all of you. I am happy to welcome Sri M. Shankaran, Distinguished Scientist, Director, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, ISRO, Bangalore. Sri M. Shankaran, a distinguished scientist at ISRO, has been serving as the Director of U.R. Rao Satellite Center since June 1st, 2021. He leads the development of diverse satellites to fulfill national needs in communication, navigation, remote sensing, meteorology and interplanetary exploration. He joined the ISRO Satellite Center, currently known as U.R. Rao Satellite Center, after obtaining his master's degree in physics from Bharatdasan University, Tiruchirappalli in 1986. Before taking over as director, URSC, he was functioning as Deputy Director for Communication and Power Systems area in URSC and spearheading the developments. During his 37 years of rich experience and expertise of working on more than 120 satellites in URSC ISRO, he was contributed primarily in the areas of solar arrays, power systems, satellite positioning system, and RF communication systems for low Earth orbit satellites, geostationary satellites, navigation satellites, and space science mission like moon missions, Mars orbiter mission, Astrosat, and follow-on missions. He took over as director of U.R. Rao Satellite Center, the lead center in the country for design, development and realization of all satellites of ISRO on June 1, 2021. He is currently leading satellite fraternity to realize various types of satellites to meet the national requirements in the areas like communication, navigation, remote sensing, meteorology and interplanetary exploration. On behalf of Dr.M.G.R. Education Research Institute, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Respected teachers who are all here, and all other dignitaries and my dear students. April 2025 is a very apt time to celebrate space, because on 19th April 2025, India will be celebrating 50 years of Aryabhatta satellite launch. On 19th April 1975, first ever satellite for India, Aryabhatta, was realized by our center. At that time, it was a project called Indian Scientific Satellite Project. Designed and realized a satellite and got it launched from Russia. In fact, the 60s and early 70s were a difficult period for the country. Even your parents may not remember. You should ask your grandparents. Famines were not known. Food shortage was very severe. and there was no optimism or something to look forward to in that time in the minds of the people. But from 1971 to 75, three important events happened in India, which has changed the outlook of the people of this country. And in spite of all our problems, in spite of our big size, in spite of our nature, India is slowly becoming a moderately affluent country, and a country which cannot be disregarded in the Committee of Nations in the world, is because of these three events which happened between 1970 and 75. The first one is the Indo-Pakistan War and the creation of Bangladesh in 1971. India won that war decisively, and a new nation, Bangladesh, was created. But India did not occupy Bangladesh. In fact, not just the victory, and the behavior of this country after the victory brought lot of credit for this country. And that military victory, particularly after the setback in 1965 in the China War, this was a big morale booster. This was the first event. The second event was in 1974, which happened in the Rajasthan desert in a place called Pokhran, where the first nuclear blast was carried out by India, which heralded the era of atomic energy in this country. The third was, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the launch of the Aryabhatta satellite. These are the three events. In hindsight, now we can look back and tell which were really removing the mental block of this country as a whole. And people started believing in themselves. In fact, that is when people have started going for higher studies to abroad. Many people started going to Europe and US. In the late 70s only, these people going out started. In fact, today a very large population of Indians is responsible for most of the technology companies around the world. This all started in the aftermath of these three events. So congratulations to the entire institution here, the students, teachers, as well as the owners and the patrons of this institute, that you felt that it is necessary that we should celebrate the space, and that also you are doing for a third year running consecutively. So first of all, let me congratulate all of you, and thank you all for having me here along with you for this event. This year is, as I mentioned, very special for us, particularly in the satellite technology area for all of us, because we are completing 50 years of our first satellite launch. So I will be talking today about not just only about satellites, we will be talking about space and space technology in this country, not what has been done, what is going to be done. I'm going to talk more about that, because though all of us are very proud of what we have done, our history and past is very important, because there is a saying, those who forget the history are condemned to repeat it. So we should not forget our history, but we should not be only dwelling in the past. Past is glory, which is already there. The future is what is holding our future. So we'll be talking, I'll be talking more about what India has planned in the space domain for the future, which as the respected Vice Chancellor mentioned, all of you are most likely to participate in that journey next 15 years, because most of us are with one leg outside. We are there in the organization. We'll be out very shortly. But it is people like you who will be carrying forward this legacy and dream and achieve them. And it is also necessary that we have to do it with youngsters, because there is one saying in Tamil, no, ilam kandru bayamariyadu. Because we will be afraid of certain things, because our experience of working 40 years would have taught us so many things that our failures and fears will be coming in front before we take up any adventurous decisions. Whereas you don't have that baggage on you. You are all young and you are all raring to go. You will be ready to take risks. And without taking risks, there is no outcome. The Aryabhatta satellite itself, I can tell you, it is a madness only. In fact, one of the old person who was involved in the time of approval of this project told, if anybody had reviewed, this project would not have been approved. If anybody had gone through it, whether it is doable, this project would not have been approved, because of the madness of the people involved, that they thought it is necessary to do, it is possible to do, and they were not aware what and all problems they are going to face. So it is like a bull in China shop. They ran in, and as luck would have it, they succeeded, and that is rest is history. So it is always the luck favors the brave. That is very true. So that is the reason I will speak more. I'll just run through the old ones, but I will talk more on what is there in store. Before we go to anything, we should not forget this. Sustainability. The United Nations has identified 17 sustainability goals, which all of them are designed to uplift the poorest of the poor, not only in India or in Asia, even sub-Saharan African nations or any other place. How to uplift this total population without making irreversible damage to our earth and its ecosystem. This is very important, because I have something today, I don't care what will happen after 10 years, and I enjoy everything what I have and leave the rest of the next generation to pick the pieces. This used to be an approach some time back, but not anymore. That everybody has understood that whatever we do, as we think as development we do, sometimes the developmental work result in certain damages which will have a very long-term impact. Even space activity has such impacts, long-term impacts, which are not so good for the environment and for the sustainability of this planet. So I just want to put on record that out of the 17 sustainability developmental goals specified by the United Nations, our activities, ISRO's activities cover at least 13 of these goals, and we are contributing in these areas. So we are not only talking about those political, economical, and environmental goals we are talking about. Now we will talk about the work that is done by space companies like ISRO, how they can be made sustainable, both in terms of environment as well as human resources. So this is the theme with which I am going to talk today. This is the history which I will quickly run. It all started with that gentleman who is there at the top left corner, Professor Vikram Sarabhai, who was a very rich man but had a passion for science, created so many institutions around the country, including the Indian Space Research Organization. And to begin with, I don't know how much is true, but I have heard that to begin with, he even spent the money from his pocket to start these activities. When in INCOSPAR, before ISRO was formed, it was called as a committee, INCOSPAR, Indian National Committee for Peaceful Use of Outer Spaces. He spent his money, started this institution. In other institution, for you to know, you should know, Indian Institute of Management was started by him. Physical Research Laboratory was started by him. Indian Statistical Institute was started by him. Very large number of, he is an institution builder. He is the guiding light for ISRO even today. It's okay. So under his guidance, the program started as early as 1962, and as you all know, certain things take time. In fact, now people will ask, last 5 years, 10 years or 15 years, how ISRO is delivering so much? Why this was not there before? This is because, I don't know, all ladies will understand, maybe some men also will understand. Now the dosa kallu sooda irukku, means tawa is hot. So when the tawa is hot, you can make dosas very fast. But when you put the tawa first on the stove, you have to wait for 5 minutes for the tawa to get hot. Then only you can start making dosa. That is what has happened. The investment made by people like him, Professor U.R. Rao and Professor Satish Dhawan, that investment is now paying off. And the event like this, it's happening in a private educational institution about space, is also an outcome of this kind of initiative. This is what all the founding fathers of the space program in this country have dreamt of, that they should go not just only among the people who are employed in the activities in ISRO, it should go out of ISRO and to schools and colleges and private industry. Then only this will become really sustainable. Some of you may know that India has something like about 56, 57 satellites in orbit. But for a country of our size and our problems, that number should be at least, as a minimum, at least 100 times more. That many satellites are required to take care of the needs of this country. That cannot happen only if the government, and for the government, ISRO is doing the work. It is not likely to happen. So for the space activity to become sustainable, it is necessary that the students, startups, industry, businesses, everybody should get involved. Then only this can happen. In fact, the space activities should become commercially viable. It should be lucrative. There should be some benefit coming to the people who are working on it. Then only this will succeed and become sustainable. Now this is like the proverbial chicken and egg story. Which has to come first? Whether somebody has to invest and then look for profit, or profit after comes, then only people will invest. It's a chicken and egg story. But answer everybody knows, because nowhere in no business profit comes first. Everywhere the investment only comes first. So this is one of the contribution from our organization, that so many launch vehicles, so many satellites. The 13 sustainability goals which I was mentioning, they are all covered in these things. That the telephone nowadays, nobody worried, nobody even uses telephone, everybody uses cell phone only. But can you imagine at the beginning of 1990 how the telephone connectivity was there? And 1 decade before that, 1980, how it was there. Some of the senior members will remember. You should ask your grandparents, they will tell you, to make a phone call from here to say Coimbatore or Madurai, you have to book a call and wait for 1 week, and after 1 week you will be able to make a phone call. This is how the state used to be there. But today, the technology has brought in a revolution where at the, you don't even have to even hesitate for a second. The phone is in your hand, you can call anybody anywhere, not just call, you can send videos, you can talk in videos, you can send any multimedia material outside. And today the same technology is transformed into Internet of Things, and people are doing many things using this technology and the internet to achieve more and more profit and technology intensive outcomes. So all this are happening, and in cyclones, whenever you come, the October to December used to be disastrous for the coastal people. Every year at least some 5-6 cyclones will come. Many of them will go to Andhra and Orissa, but whichever hits Tamil Nadu coast, so few hundred people will die. And when the severe ones attack Orissa coast or Machilipatnam, this one, our Vijayawada, Nellore coast, in fact, I have seen even thousands of people have died also a couple of times. But that is all not known today. Today, none of you are aware of any such thing. If one person is getting a problem, today is becoming news. So that is a good news for us, that the value of life has been, that worth of that life is now achieved. All these are thanks to these activities, which is allowing the prediction and continuous follow-up of a cyclonic storm, and the rainfall gives that precious 6 hours, 12 hours advance warning for the administration to evacuate people from the low-lying coastal areas. All these are happening, and these have been done through a number of satellites and launch vehicles. This, all of you are all the time on internet, so I don't need to tell about all these things. These are all in internet. You would have seen this. If you have some interest in space, you would have known this. So I'm not going to spend any time on this. So all this have been achieved. That one more thing I wanted to tell about the Indian space program. Indian space program is unique in only one respect compared to any other space program. This is the only space program which has not been started and evolved by military requirements. It is a completely user and application driven program. In fact, when Professor Sarabhai started this work, he even mentioned that we don't have the fad of going to moon and Mars and other places. We want to use the space technology to bring some benefit to the people of this country, the poorest of the people. That was the guiding principle Professor Sarabhai had given. So right from beginning, it is always like this. You identify a way how the space technology using satellites data, some application, some outcome can be derived which is beneficial to the people, that you take to the government and to the people, which they, when they take over that and see the benefit, that is how this all these benefits have come. But today the next step has been taken, that it is not just only ISRO who knows about what are the benefit of space technology, how to derive space technology. There are sufficiently large number of individuals, both in private sector as well as in the educational sector, who are aware of these things. So they are the one now who are going to drive the innovation in the space sector. The next one will be the people like you, the children who are in schools and colleges today are the one who are going to imagine what new things that can be done, because the imagination is what is going to take us far. What is known to us is already done. If we are going to do only already known things, we are not going to move forward. We have to imagine new things. That is what we are all hoping. Maybe next 20 years down the line, all of you will be imagining new things, what can be done using space technology. That is what we are hoping will happen. So this, anyway, it is flogged too many times, so I will not spend too much time on this. It is known to everybody. All this benefit, what is the benefit of doing this to our country. Today, you are all discussing here in an auditorium in a college in Chennai. We are talking about this is because of events like this. This is what has inspired people to get involved in this kind of activities, get to know the interest in space technology in particular, and generally in the STEM education, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This needs to be enhanced. This is the outcome of missions like this more than any other outcome. There are many other scientific and technological outcomes. They are all important to certain people. But as a nation, what is important to us is that this success, this kind of mission is inspiring a lot of students and youngsters that we can also do this. It is like similar to the moment which I was telling in the 1970s to 75, those 3 events. This is one such moment which is now again reigniting the thought process in the minds of the people that yes, it is possible, we can also do it. When we can land on moon with such precision, we can do many things like that. So that is the reason for which that slide I had kept here. Other one is Aditya L1. We should know what is special about this satellite. Some of you must have heard about that Hyperloop experiment, what IIT Chennai, IIT Madras had started doing it. You know what is Hyperloop? Anybody knows? One person is raising his hand. Okay. Now in the interest of time, I will go ahead and tell you. Hyperloop is nothing but an evacuated tube in which without friction with an object can be moved very fast so that travel from one point to other point can happen, say in 10 times the current speed with which a train or bus can go. That's the Hyperloop. So Aditya L1 has also achieved something like that. From the place where from Earth the satellite has to go, what is marked as L1 on the picture is a point which is about 1 million kilometers away from Earth. To go there, you know conventional way how to do it. We know that how we have been doing it. But this satellite was moved in a special way. It is called a gravitational manifold. That is, it is like one Hyperloop connection between Earth and the L1 point, which is allowing this object to, that is the satellite, to travel very fast with minimum energy. At least about 25-30% energy less than the conventional transfer. With that technology, with that technique, this satellite was moved from Earth to the L1 point. May not be very highly publicized information, but this is a very important technological development that we are able to precisely compute where the gravitational manifolds open, where they end, how to enter into it and how to exit it. These are all mathematics, pure mathematics. This we could do successfully and achieve it in our first attempt is the great outcome out of this satellite. So going to Lagrange point is by itself is an achievement, but doing it through gravitational manifolds makes us many fold happy about this. So this is what I wanted to tell, that how the rocket equation allowing you the Hoffman transfer from one place to other place is known to all of us. But hardly 2 or 3 missions till now in the world, people have tried to do this, that you use the gravitational manifold to transfer one object from one place to another place. So this is a great thought process which could be achieved. And this is the latest one, where we could dock 2 satellites in orbit successfully and undock. This is the gateway for our future activities like our space station, in-orbit servicing of the satellites, and our lunar missions with crewed lunar missions where somebody has to go and come back. I will tell you why it is all important in the subsequent slide. This is I don't think anybody ever before us has imagined like this. with a 200 kilogram two satellites, you can demonstrate docking, undocking, as well as circumnavigation and power transfer, all these activities. I don't think anybody has ever done before this. All these were done with huge, big crafts with very large inertia. And those who understand the physics of it will know it. Doing such an activity with such low inertia, like a 200 kilogram object, even like a feather touch, if you touch like this, the spacecraft will get disturbed. With that, such low inertia, that could be achieved. So this is a gateway for our future exploration. Now we'll come to the future. I'm more interested in telling you this. You all people should be, at least some of you should develop that taste for working in activities like this. Not necessarily only in these activities or with ISRO. Anywhere, space is also one of the domains. It is not necessary that you have to work in only space domain. What I wanted to convey is that in every domain like this, new and exciting activities are going to be taken up, are being taken up, and wherever it is not taken up, it is up to you people to take it up so that this country can progress. So this is the, in a single chart, the vision, space vision of India for 2047 as announced by the government of India. This is the vision. So we are going to, right now we have a launch vehicle which we are calling at LVM-3, and that launch vehicle is getting human rated now, which will carry the Gaganyaan mission. That will have to be upgraded to a new vehicle called NGLV, the next generation launch vehicle. The LVM-3 has a capacity of about 8 ton to low Earth orbit, whereas the NGLV project, which has been recently approved by Government of India, will have a capacity of 30 tons to the low Earth orbit. And we also require higher capacity. So there is going to be another variant of this NGLV, which will have a 70 ton to low Earth orbit capacity. But even that is not sufficient. For you to send a man to, or a woman to moon and bring back, the launch vehicle capacity should be at least 140 tons. That is what Americans did it 1969. Saturn V rocket had a lift-off capacity of nearly 150 tons to low Earth orbit. But we are not going to do this. I will explain that when we come to NGLV. This is one. Number 2, Gaganyaan is going to be now a 1 week, 3 days mission. But we are also building a Bharatiya Antariksh Station, India's own space station. The first module of which is targeted to get launched in the year 2028, and the mandate given by the Government of India to ISRO is by 2035. All 5 modules should be put in place, which will be fit for humans to stay there for a long time, like the International Space Station that is there today. So work on this are happening. So the launch vehicle development and the space station development have to go together. If I have to put a space station module, which has to be at least 10 to 15 ton, mass should be there, minimum 10 to 15 ton. That is why NGLV development is important. The launch vehicle is going to allow the space station. You can see there are some 5 tubes kind of things are shown, 5 modules. These 5 modules are going to be ferried by the NGLV and LVM-3 to the orbit, so that in orbit we are going to join them together to make it as a single habitat. For that only, the docking experiment which I mentioned, which was successfully done, is the enabler, is the technology enabler. So the technology for that building has already been demonstrated. Now we have to only scale up and do for the bigger ones. Third one is, anyway, all of you are aware about Chandrayaan-3. Now our target is to put one Indian, a man or woman, on moon surface and bring that person back safely to earth, because only putting them on moon is not sufficient. We have to bring that person back safely also. So the Chandrayaan, there is going to be a series of Chandrayaan missions. The details of these missions have been already worked out and being discussed in various committees going for approval. If you recall, our first Chandrayaan mission happened in year 2008. Chandrayaan 2 happened in 2019. Chandrayaan 3 happened in 2023. Now from 2025, now 2025, we are now 2025 to 2040, there are going to be at least 10 Chandrayaans are going to happen. Because we need to develop large number of technologies, large infrastructures have to be built around the moon so that we can safely land an Indian on moon surface and bring that person back to our country. So to do all this, lot of new technologies are getting developed. It is not just only the job of ISRO. This is, all our work is done with the support of the Indian industry. Almost 90% of the work, we get it done through industry. The development, the designs we do, the manufacturing today we are getting it done, 90% of it done through Indian industry. What is foreseen in future is, while ISRO is concentrating on these things, I mentioned that how many satellites are required for us. We are having hardly some 50 satellites. We require at least 2,500 satellites in orbit to service this nation. Who is going to make those 2,500 satellites? ISRO is only 20,000 people. It is not possible, and that is where all of you are going to come in. It is not just only ISRO. There is going to be a huge space industry in this country. It is only a matter of time. It will happen, and all of you are going to be party to it. Whoever has an interest in this kind of engineering work, it is not just only engineering work, because when humans are involved, it is not just engineering. There is also psychology, there is also physiology, there is also medical science involved. There are many other aspects of engineering involved in this. There are plant biology experiments that have to go. There have to be manufacturing experiments that have to happen in space, because if you manufacture some drugs in zero gravity environment in space, they are going to be much more effective and more better outcome will come out of this. This is what is understanding. So there is scope for working in such diverse areas, not just only in making rockets and satellites. And I will give you one more tidbit also. It is not just only the satellite and rockets which is space business. Some sir mentioned about 50 lakh crore as the space business. Out of that, the rocket and satellites constitute only 7%. Remaining 93% is only on ground. The equipment required to receive satellite signals, process it, and deliver services, these costs are very, very high. So 93% of what is known as space business is in the ground equipment which are used in satellite and spacecraft technology data processing. So it is not just only satellite and rockets. I am telling you, when this many satellites are being made, we will have that much requirement for all these ground equipments, software and services. So plenty of scope for every domain of activity. So this, as you can see, this dream can be achieved only when not just the 20,000 people of ISRO, because I am sure that 20,000 will not significantly increase, because it has remained like that from 1985 onwards. 1985 to 2025, it has remained. The last 40 years, it is only less than 20,000 only. So I am sure by 2040 also it will remain 20,000 only. So remaining work all have to be done by the rest of the society. Now we'll talk about NGLV. And when we are talking about NGLV, I'll also talk about what is sustainability in rocket technology. Because rocket technology uses fuel, which is not so good for health of people. The rocket fuel is carcinogenic, especially the liquid fuel is carcinogenic, very highly corrosive. Nobody can be allowed to, even the fumes can be inhaled by a human being. It is not fit for human consumption at all. But there are no immediately known alternate fuels earlier. Now some new fuels have been identified. So they are getting, the new rockets are getting developed. New rocket engines are getting developed. Typically in launch vehicles, three kinds of engines are used. One is a solid propellant engine, which is ammonium based, which like your crackers, like how your Buswanam, Changachakram, Pata, Anugundu, all that kind of material only. That is solid. That if you once you put the fire to it, you cannot stop it. So the solid booster will burn till the end. So no control. That is one. That is used extensively by everybody, including us. It is not very bad for health, but still it is bad. It is not as bad as the next one I am going to tell, which is a hydrogen-based propellant, which is a liquid propellant, which is used in two variants, monopropellant, bipropellant. In this propellant is highly carcinogenic. It means cancer causing and highly corrosive. So corrosive it is that if you put it in an aluminum tank, after 45 days the tank will start becoming corroded and it will start developing defects in the aluminum. It cannot be kept in 41 days is the limit, not more than that. The propellant can be kept in an aluminum container. Why aluminum is? All space vehicles use mainly aluminum because that is the lightest alloy which gives good strength and it is workable, machinable. So aluminum alloy is the most important material and this will simply eat away the aluminum. Now what is the third engine? What is this? What is known as the cryogenic engine, which is already developed by our current chairman's team in the early part of this century. The Indian cryogenic engine was first developed in the first decade of this century, and about 15 years back it was flight tested. Before that, whatever we used were bought out engine from Russia. Our own cryogenic engine was realized by Dr. V. Narayanan around 2005 time frame. That is the most safest and most efficient engine, cryogenic engine, because it uses the lightest of the gas as the fuel. Hydrogen is the fuel in that. So anything, there is nothing lighter than that. No chemical is available which is lighter than hydrogen. That is why it is very efficient. Its byproducts are heat and water. So both are not bad. In fact, both are good. Water and heat are good. So that is the only problem with this cryogenic engine is that it will have low thrust. If you have to move one cycle, how much thrust you require? One person can push it, one person can pedal it. Can you pedal like that a lorry? Can you pedal like that a ship? So the heavier the vehicle becomes, you require more force, more thrust required. Particularly when a rocket has to take off from ground, you require more thrust because we have to overcome the acceleration due to gravity. That needs to be overcome. That is why the first stage of all rockets will be high thrust. Efficiency is not important, high thrust is important. That is what is going to be the requirement. That is why cryogenic engines cannot be used in the first stage. That is why the solid propellants were always used, and in some vehicles we use the liquid propellant. Now NGLV is going to use a new technology. This is called the LOX methane engine. That is a liquid oxygen and methane are the fuel. Methane is a bad gas. In fact, all Western countries, when we fight with climate change battle, when we fight with Western countries, no, we tell all the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide are put out by your factories, we tell them. They tell us in back, your paddy fields give out so much methane, which is 100 times more problematic than carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. So you are more guilty than us. This is the argument that goes on in the climate discussion between the Western countries and our countries. So methane is a bad material, but when you burn methane, you get good energy, like your household gas. Similar kind of outcome will come. When you burn methane, the output will be again going to be water. Byproduct is going to be water along with energy and heat. So this is a green propellant that is going to be used in this NGLV engine. This is the key technology, and we are also going to develop a variant of this NGLV which will be reusable. That is, the first stage of the NGLV will be made to come back and either come back to the launch pad, which is more expensive because it has to come, it has to come back, you have to spend fuel for it, or land it on a barge in sea so that you can recover it cheaply. This variant is also under development. In another 4 or 5 years, we are expecting these engine developments to be completed. By 2030, we are expecting the first flight should happen. This is the next one. This is the old, not a new idea, it's an old idea. What was known as the space shuttle, which was used by Americans for nearly 2 decades, and after some 3 catastrophic accidents, they grounded it, and also it is not a problem for us. This is the ISRO's Pushpaka Vimana, which will go to the space, come back. Actually, somebody has given a name Pushpaka for this re-entry vehicle. Like an aircraft, it will come and land on a airstrip. Airstrip is going to be developed at our Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. The project work has already started for this. So this is another development where we can safely take objects and people to the space and return them like they are coming in an aircraft. This also, about 4 experiments have already happened. 5th experiment is likely to happen in this year end. So this will be by another 10 years, this should become an operational vehicle for India. So this, I already mentioned the semi-cryo engine, the LOX methane engine. The other one important development is the electric propulsion and the green propellant development that is happening. The electric propulsion is a method that is going to be used in satellites. When a satellite has to go to geostationary orbit, generally the rocket will put it in a elliptical orbit of very low perigee, that is about 200 kilometers perigee and 36,000 kilometer apogee. The fuel on the spacecraft will be used to make it circular. Now, by using electric propulsion, which is a Hall effect based plasma thruster, where you are using the Hall effect to the effect of current, electric and magnetic fields. That is the principle, where we are using xenon is ionized and accelerated through electric and magnetic fields so that you develop a thrust. With this engine, a satellite which was weighing 5 tons can be realized in about 2.5 tons. It means for the same rocket, I can put 2 satellites. It means the cost of a launch becomes half. That is the benefit. This is also, all satellites use a hydrogen-based chemical propellant. Again, we are throwing all that burnt out exhaust in space that is going to be avoided. Instead, the ionized xenon, which is a noble gas, will be put in the orbit. So that is a green initiative. The last one there you can see, wherever the human beings are there in the craft, we require thruster which does not use this carcinogenic chemical. So a new green hypergolic bipropellant using kerosene and the hydrogen peroxide blend is being developed. This is another green initiative which ISRO is hoping to complete within this next 3-4 years. We also talk about, already you would have heard about Gaganyaan, that recently government approved the continuation mission of the Gaganyaan, where 3 more missions were approved, and the first model of the Bharatiya Antariksh Station, first module, is also approved. All these are going to be done, and all technologies required to achieve this have all been in very highly mature state. So we are going to be very busy for the next 15-20 years to do all these things. So as I told now, that people like us will be out very shortly. So it is up to you to take this all forward. Some of the satellite missions, I will talk about what we are thinking. See, we did the SpadeX. We are going to do SpadeX 2 and 3. SpadeX, the docking happened in a circular orbit, 2 satellites in circular orbit. But for achieving Chandrayaan 4 and future Chandrayaan, we require the docking should happen in a highly elliptical orbit. Nobody else has done in this world till now that. Nobody has docked in a highly elliptic orbit. It was even the Apollo dockings happened in a hyperbolic trajectory on the way to moon. Never happened in a highly elliptical orbit. The reason why it is difficult is a circular orbit, the solution for the approach and rendezvous is time invariant. Any point on the object, the same solution is applicable. You can dock any point in this entire circle. Whereas if it is an elliptical orbit, the solution is time variant. At each point, the solution is different. So it is highly compute intensive. Not very difficult when you imagine it, but highly compute intensive. But this is essential for our future Chandrayaan missions. I told about that 150 tons to LEO versus 70 ton to LEO. This is where that becomes important. If we can develop a 150 ton rocket, no problem, we can do that. After this Chandrayaan mission, where we will use that? Which is, what is that object of 150 ton which we want to lift from Earth? That 150 ton to LEO is translating to some 45 ton to moon. So 45 ton we can imagine what is required. But what we will do with that 150 ton? So you see the NGLV cost itself is roughly about 10,000 crores, which is 10 ton to GTO and 30 ton to LEO. So 150 ton, you can imagine what will be the cost of development. Now, this is the decision, sustainability decision taken by the ISRO management, that we will not spend money on a rocket which will be usable only for those 2 missions. We will develop a rocket. We will dock the modules in orbit. So we will launch 2 times. 2 modules will launch and then take to moon. So this is a sustainability decision, not just only from environmental point of view, from economical point of view also. That is why that became important, that NGLV became important, and the docking experiment which was successfully done by us became important. Without doing that, we cannot even think about it. We should be only thinking about what Saturn V did, say 40 ton to LEO only we would have thought. So that is the SpadeX 2 and 3 are going to do that demonstration, that we will dock 2 satellites in an elliptical orbit, highly elliptical orbit, so that Chandrayaan 4 and future Chandrayaans can be confidently attempted. And we are also working on something called as a ISRO Servicer mission, where we have some satellites do fail some satellites, everything else works, some one component will not work properly. Now we want to leave it at that point. We want to find a way of going there and servicing the satellite. So for this, a concept has been worked out. So this ISRO servicer mission will go and grab, it is another satellite which will go and grab the dysfunctional satellite, so that either you can pass some electrical signal from this satellite to that satellite, so that the missing functionality can be given, or you can pass power from this satellite to that satellite, or pass fuel from this satellite to that satellite. Lot of options are there. So this is another work that is will happen next few years. Also already working on the, you have already seen in the news reports, Venus orbiter mission, Mars landing mission, and of course Chandrayaan-4, which is a sample return mission, which will bring 2 kilograms fuel, material from the moon's surface. All these works are happening. These are all not independent missions. These are all connected with each other, and the technologies that are getting developed over the last few decades and in future will all feed into these missions. These all have happened with all imagination or your imagination. So the BAS I already mentioned to you. It is what is approved is a in principle a 5 module space station, 5 pressurized modules where people can go and stay for long time, scientific and manufacturing activities in the module. This also very ambitious and highly research intense activities, and if leveraged properly, they can be highly economically returning also. So this is going to be a research laboratory in space which allows, for example, you can 3D print a human part, like one heart can be 3D printed in space, or a metal can be formed cast defect free in space. The absence of gravity gives you a lot of other flexibilities. Absence of gravity has problems for human, but for certain engineering work and manufacturing work, absence of gravity is it is something which we cannot get rid of on the ground. The moment you go to space, that freedom is there. That is what this is going to afford us. So the next one, somebody was asking me, Raja Singh sir was asking me whether there is something is there to talk about the sustainability of the space itself. Now we have talked about the vehicles and satellites here. We are the green propellants, recovery, reusability, all these are done. But the next one is this one. This is more important because like Starlink, 40,000 satellites you put, we are not even able to, at the intended time, we are not able to even lift a rocket because there is a risk of colliding with one of the satellites in orbit. Now, sir already told Kuiper also they have started launching. Now they also want some 25,000 satellites. So this is a problem when it will become like Chennai or Bengaluru traffic only. So there are two important points. That is the space traffic management and space situational awareness. So these are the space situational awareness, SSA and STM, space traffic management. These are the most important buzzwords today in all technology companies, which is an unexplored area which has a huge potential for commercial exploitation. If somebody comes up with a successful idea, this can become very, very lucrative. The idea is you should be able to compute where is your satellite, where are anybody else's satellite, what is the propagation of your object as well as their object for the say next 1 month, and when in that period whether there is a possibility of collision or what we call as close approach is possible because all are computations, and the forces that act on an object in space are all very, very small, and 1% variation in that very small force, already we are talking about forces in millinewtons and micronewtons. In that 1%, 10% variation in computation errors can result in large errors in your estimated positions. So you need to be careful. That is the activity, this space object proximity analysis, collision analysis, re-entry analysis, because when we are re-entering also, we should make sure that we are not making it to fall on somebody's head. It has to fall only in sea. That also where there is no big shipping lanes are not there, there only you should make it fall. So a lot of activity is there. In fact, some young entrepreneurs in Bangalore have started it as a business. They have already, the company is growing with this as the business. Digantra, one company is there. They have started already monetizing this. We'll come to the next slide. That is the next sustainability for us is that all these activities are being done by people. These are all not done by only machines and computers. All are done by people, and the ideas come from people. So for this also, we have been doing certain activities. India also got lot of help in our beginning from other countries, particularly America, France and Russia. We got good help in the late 60s and early 70s. So it was felt that India should also repay back to this community. And in the year 2018, India gave a commitment in the UN that we will conduct small satellite courses, including both hands-on training as well as theoretical classroom training to people around the country who are interested. So 3 courses were conducted, 30 people each from nearly 30 countries were given the knowledge of how to make a satellite. Both hands-on as well as theoretical knowledge was given. This is one. Now last 4 years, this Yuva Vijnani Karikram, Yuvika, is happening where school students from the 9th, 10th, 11th standard are selected based on some tests and their academic record, and they are allowed to come and interact with our people and have some classroom training on different aspects of space technology. This has been happening for the last 4 years, and every year the number of participants is increasing. Actually, for every participant, some nearly 10,000 students apply. That many are there. We have to find out some way of expanding this, because if we are alone, this is going to become a problem. We cannot, that many people manage. We are also offering internships for students. This has started about 2 years back. It is a first come, first served basis, everything online. People have to just enter online. Every center, based on their staff strength, will be allowed to take a percentage of their staff strength. That many students on a short term, 1 week to 40 days. Just come and get a flair of how to do, what the work is like in a space center. This is also happening for the last 3 years. And in every one of our center is also open to students' visit. We are allowing students to come to, in fact, my center, every month about 3,000 students come. The UR Satellite Center receives about 3,000 students every month. The idea is just for people to come and see that this is not out of reach for people. Even if you are not economically well off, there is a possibility that you can get involved in these activities. So for that reason only these outreach activities, and the last you can see at the bottom right corner, the IRAQ. The second competition is going on. IRAQ is ISRO Robotic Challenge URSC. URSC is conducting this. Last year was the first time We had a lunar rover to be designed and realized by college students. Nearly 250 colleges participated, and the final prize winner was given the prize by the Honorable President of India during the first National Space Day celebration in Delhi on August 23rd last year. So the second competition is going on now. This is without GNSS navigation for a aerial vehicle. That is the competition going on now. This time also large number of colleges have participated, and we hope that we will be continuing like this. The idea is to engage with students and also learn from them, which is true also. In the first competition also, we got some innovative ideas which we had not thought of from students, and we are sure that this will only grow. We will get more and more good ideas which we can use in the future. So all these are happening. In addition, we have a couple of institutions which impart training. We have our own college at Trivandrum, Indian Institute of Space Science Technology. It is there. It is there. We are having undergraduate, postgraduate, and as well as PhD. This one. So that is one feeder for us. Also, we have two other institutes. The Indian Institute of Remote Sensing at Dehradun, which conducts MTech as well as other certificate and short-term courses, 15 days to 6 months, multiple courses are being done, which is open to not only Indian nationals, it is also for all people in the Asia Pacific region. This also is being conducted. Like this, there are lot of places where to get into some space activity, to understand some fundamentals, only students have to open their eyes and look for it, search for it, you will get it. There are a lot of opportunities now. The number of opportunities are only going to go up. It is not going to reduce. So that is the sustainability for the human resources we are talking about. So we are at the end of my talk today. I think we are, next speaker is already delayed, but what we wanted to convey is that we are in a very, very important point of our nation's growth trajectory. This is the time where a lot of possibilities are there. If not used properly, all of them will go a-begging. It is up to us to make use of the opportunity. Those, in fact, luck is nothing but being prepared for an upcoming opportunity. That is what is luck. See, examination, anyway, now I can tell you some example which you can immediately relate. When you call in examination paper, you are lucky. When you will tell you are lucky, out of 10 chapters, you have studied 5 chapters, and questions come from that 5 chapter, you are lucky. If the questions come from the 5 chapter which you have not studied, you are unlucky. Isn't it? If you studied all 10 chapters, all the time you are lucky. We are like that only here also. There is a point of history. We are standing there with a lot of potential and opportunities where several new things can be realized. It is only for us, up to us, to grab the opportunity, move forward, and bring more glory to the country. I am sure every generation is known to be more intelligent than the previous generation. That is all. It's an accepted fact. We are all more intelligent than our parents and our grandparents, because we had a better education. We have more information and more opportunities. And you people are at least 100 times more intelligent than us, because you have even better education, even more opportunities, and there is no limit to the information that is available to you. It is only up to us to use all this knowledge and information and move forward and grow personally as well as make this country grow. space is only one area. It is not that everybody has to work in space. Space is one area, but it is a glamorous area, because anything done in space attracts everybody's attention. Everybody gets fascinated by what happens in, it is like the Deepavali rocket what you are putting. Everybody feels happy to see that fireworks. So space activities like that. But there are like that many other areas of activities which are as important, as difficult, or as challenging. So being a person from the Department of Space, it is not right for me to tell only space is the place. No, space is not the only place to work. Space is one of the place to work. But the returns in space will be more spectacular. It will be more eyeball grabbing, and it will be some people like, there may be few thousand people like me working in different other government departments and other technology areas. Why are you calling me? It is because I work in space which is more glamorous than many other government jobs or any other technology area. So that we understand. So space is beckoning you. So is so many other engineering, scientific, and even life sciences areas are beckoning all of you. It is up to you to make the most of the opportunity that is available to you. And the most prepared mind is the most luckiest person. So wish you all of you very, very good luck and great career ahead for all of you after this college. And also let me thank the organizers of this event here for inviting me and gave me the opportunity to talk to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please be seated, sir. So thank you so much, sir. It was very nice and exciting talk by M. Shankaran, sir. Very nicely, sir, about the integration of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in space program, ISRO, and how the 13 SDGs are contributed. Very happy, sir, because our university also in align with SDG goals, integrating in all our activities related to events, research, and CSR activities within the progress, sir. Thank you, sir. And he also point out the milestone of various space missions and its remarkable achievements, particularly the space docking experiments. And he finally presented the future challenging mission and opportunities, India Space Vision 2047, in which he mostly focused on the vehicle and the reusable booster stage, reusable launch vehicle. So very another some 10 years we are going to see that, and the Indian Human Space Light Program. And finally, he touched a very important academic engagement and students' opportunities, how the related to internship projects which is available in ISRO, how we can able to take it forward. Thank you so much, sir. We'll have 1 or 2 questions, sir. If any more students, we'll have 2 questions. Any interesting questions, sir? My dear students, you can just stand up and ask.
There is something called robotic operating system. Rocket is...
Sir, our president arrived, sir. So we are very happy. So we are very happy to welcome our president, sir. Welcome, sir. Sir, we can join, sir.
A leader is a dealer in hope. A cheerful and a cordial welcome to our Honorable President for the National Seminar Space 4.0, Space Technologies and Innovation. We now request our Honorable President, sir, to honor our guest with shawl and memento. Kindly be seated.
Sir, Dean, sir. Sir, please, sir.
We now request our President, sir, to honor our guest with shawl and memento. Raja Singh Tangadurai, sir, is being honored now. We now request our President and the guest to release the proceedings of the National Seminar Space 4.0. Thank you so much, sir. Now, Dr. K. Gopalakrishnan, Secretary General, ITCA, Bangalore, will present the certificate of recognition and our Honorable President will receive it. And they are Institutional Member Certificate of UNICEF India. Applauses, please. The Institutional Member Certificate from World CanSat and Rocket Consortium. And third is elected as a member of 75 Student Satellite Consortium. Thank you so much, sir. We request our President, sir, to release the 3 volumes of Space Explorer, a bi-monthly magazine. It's being released twice in a month from Dr.M.G.R. Space Technology Center. To mark our love and respect towards our Honorable President, Dr.M.G.R. ACS Satellite Center would like to present a small memento. And it's being designed.
Students who are behind that design, please, immediately. Harishwar. The designers, please come.
This memento is being designed and printed, 3D printed at our satellite center by our students itself. We request our Honorable President, sir, to hand over the speaker memento as the first session of Shankaran, sir, is getting over. Thank you so much, sir. Speaker memento, rocket. Shankaran, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We are immensely happy and deeply honored to have you here. Thank you so much, sir.
Ah. Ah. Yes, sir. Saranan, mic. The mic.
Okay. An operating system will be used when real-time programs have to run. So most rockets, except the SpaceX rocket, most rockets don't work on real-time operating systems. They are all custom operating systems which are embedded software in the but it is in principle possible to use RTOS, the real-time operating systems, and run the navigation and guidance programs in this. It is possible. Only problem generally is certain functionalities, processors are not allowed in space systems. Where? Because processors, there can be interrupts and hang-ups can happen. The defined or fully deterministic system we have to make. If an operating system makes the software run in a deterministic way, yes, it is possible, it can be done. Did I answer you?
Hari, we can discuss later. Okay. Yes, sir. So thank you, sir. We will move on to the next session. Thank you so much, sir. So very happy we will come to our second speaker, BrahMos. So the Indian-Russian joint venture BrahMos, inspired by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, has become a symbol of strategic defense collaboration, established in 1998 by DRDO and Russia NPOM. BrahMos Aerospace developed the world's fastest supersonic cruise missile, induced across Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. The JV successfully induced major ground system and is working towards complete missile level self-reliance. Innovation in materials, manufacturing and system integration have contributed to its global competitiveness. BrahMos financial product and organizational innovation, ensuring and effectiveness with ongoing enhancements, and it remains key to India's defense capabilities and global partnership. Now I'd like to invite my co-chair to introduce Dr. G. Raja Singh Tangudurai, sir.
I'm happy to introduce Dr. G. Raja Singh Tangudurai, Program Director, PG-10 BrahMos, DRDL, DRDO, Ministry of Defense, Government of India. Dr. G. Raja Singh Tangudurai is an outstanding scientist and currently serves as a Program Director of PG-10 BrahMos at the Defense Research Development Laboratory, Ministry of Defense, located in Hyderabad. He holds B.Tech in Aeronautical Engineering from the Madras University of Technology, Chennai, and ME in Aerospace from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1991, and PhD from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, Chennai, 2003. His applied research areas include the development of propulsion systems and composite structures for supersonic cruise missiles. He began his professional career in 1988 at the Aircraft Design Bureau, HAL, Bangalore. In 1991, he joined DRDL Hyderabad, where he has been a pivotal figure in the indigenous development of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, jointly developed by India and Russia. Among his significant contributions are the development of liquid propellant rocket engines for the indigenous surface-to-surface missile, Prithivi, and indigenization of BrahMos missile system, leading to its induction into the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. Dr. Tangudurai has received numerous awards and recognition. One of the best award he got from 2025, and also he was honored with the Eminent Aerospace Engineer Award by the Institution of Engineers, India, for his outstanding contribution to aerospace engineering. He is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers and a life member of several national professional bodies, including the Aeronautical Society of India, Astronautical Society of India, SAQR, and INSARM, and the Compassion Institution. And he is also a member of Process Section Committee, MTD 7 of the Bureau of Indian Standards, etc. And now he is, additionally, he has been commended for training AOC and EMA personnel of Indian Army in the Prithvi missile system and has served as a AACT INAE, distinguished visiting professor at NIT Trichy also. So on behalf of Dr. M.G.R. Education and Research Institute, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for the nice introduction. At the outset, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity, especially the entire Dr. M.G.R. team, VC Madam Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, and Rector Dr. Vishwanathan, and Dr. Cyril Raj, Dean, and special thanks to Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, Chancellor, Dr. M.G.R. University, and Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, President, Dr. M.G.R. University, and my friend Dr. V. Raghunathan, who closely interacts with the DRDO. And I am surprised to see our guru, Professor Mehta sir from MIT. So we were student to him. And other dignitaries, speakers, students, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a tough time, closer to lunch. I'll keep it short and simple. And probably I need around 20-25 minutes of your attention. And shall we go to next? Basically, you will be wondering in this space, what is this fellow from defense or missile is having any business? So when you see that the latest weapons, all those things, unless, as the speaker told, SSA, Space System Awareness, unless you have that, you cannot survive the present day war. Like that Elon Musk told, if I withdraw that Starlink for a day, then Ukraine war is over. So any weapon, right from the initial intelligence for the target acquisition, and even at the end of hitting, these are all dependent on lot of support from the space. So in addition, if you see, suppose you are using a costly weapon and you are attacking a enemy territory which is not beyond your reach. If you say, suppose some Chinese territory and all, where you don't have any ground area and all, these things are required. So in our missile defense, space finds a lot of application. See, I will not spend much time. This, if required later, I will give this presentation also. So usually that earlier warfare, no, it started with bow and arrow. It means any object thrown with an intention of creating damage to the enemy. So if you go close to the enemy, you have what you can say, you are likely to be killed or you are also likely to be affected. So you want to fight it from far. That distance we call it as a standoff distance. So initially, suppose in a jungle, if you go, some monkey comes, you will have a stick. So kind of whatever is it, you want to be away from the enemy. So that is how it developed, and each war brought technology also. Suppose if you see ancient bow and arrow, then like line of sight, if you are sitting at the top, even Kargil, we had a problem because summertime, the adversaries gone up to the hill. So line of sight, so animals like elephants, chariots and all, you can see far. Then later if you see the rifles, warships and tanks, like that it evolved. Now if you see, the future will be network centric. So the three-dimensional war, whatever you say, land, air and this sea or subsea, this has gone like other two dimensions, that is space. Fourth dimension is space and fifth one is cyber, they say. So future wars will be in that, and a lot of efforts are done in that. So as I told you earlier, the purpose of enemy is any object thrown with the intention of creating damage to the enemy. So somewhere something has to be thrown into enemy's territory and it has to destroy that. So that what we call it as the payload, or say our space people will say payload. In our case, that payload will be a warhead. It has to go and take some damage. I can continue, no? Yeah. So you will have some warhead that has to be carried from your place to the enemy's place. That means it has to travel some distance. That means you need some force to push it there. So that is how you need some propulsion system. Then you want that particular missile or something to follow some specific path. Suppose if I launch somewhere from here, suppose near to that is your hill, it should not hit. So, or if I go somewhere the enemy can detect, I want to avoid. So based on that, or sometimes the missile itself some capability. So I'll decide this is the path it has to travel. That I call it as a trajectory. So if the missile is going in that trajectory, fine. But when it is going, some system malfunctioning, or because of the weather conditions or something else and all, it is likely to deviate. So how much he has deviated, bring back. So that is what we call as put back in the trajectory. We do that mid-course correction. So that is the control and guidance. So any weapon system you take, that will follow this one. So, and I'll not go into the classification depending on the trajectory, travels, launch mode or range, propulsion, warrior. Depending on that, we can have classifications. And as the earlier speaker also told, now we are reaping lot of benefits because of the lot of groundwork done by our forefathers. So initially, India, nothing was there. We were only buying something, and people spent a lot of time in creating the infrastructure, everything and all. Then when the MTCR regime was there, technology was, when it was denied, they were all getting developed. And now slowly we are reaching. And present stage, we have become partners to many of the advanced countries also. So when we say BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile. The basic difference, suppose like ballistic missile, it follows like a projectile. Any stone you have thrown, it follows a parabolic path. So for many, the ballistic will have that. Whereas the cruise missile, if you see, many of you might have seen in the aircraft takes off, climbs, then we are cruising at an altitude of something, he says, then descends, lands. So, some throat problem. So, what is there is, when we say it is cruising, that means the altitude, attitude are maintained. So, a cruise missile will have that flat portion in the trajectory. It will not have the thing, whatever you are saying, it will have a straight line. So, that is the main difference. And the advantage is when we say cruising, at the terminal phase, I cruise at a very low altitude. Like BrahMos, it flies at a treetop altitude of 10 to 15 meters height. So when an object is flying in the building height, the detectability becomes a problem. Whereas if you are flying high, easily detected. On the moment you are detected, you will be neutralized. So the cruise missiles have that kind of advantage, and they are powered throughout the flight. So you can give some waypoint, you can ask it to move in different way. That are the advantages of a cruise missile. So this I'll skip, I think it is an advantage of joint venture. Means when we are saying why BrahMos was a joint venture means, like that Tata story we say. Initially, I'll just take a minute only then. See, earlier story means that Hare slept, Tata is one. Then the Tata is asked for something, Hare asked for the second run. It doesn't sleep and it wins. Third time, again the Tata is asked, in between there is a river flowing. In that again that Hare lost. Then they come to a conclusion that In land, you try, I'll carry you. In water, somebody else will carry you. So joint venture, wherever your weakness, other fellow will take. So strength utilizing, that is a context I have put. It is applicable in your thing. You don't try to do everything. So wherever some expertise is there, you catch hold of it, rope him in. That is the idea in that. So I'll not go in the detail due to paucity of time. So our joint venture BrahMos, we are, the seed was sown by none other than Dr. Abdul Kalam during one of his visit to NPOM Russia. So like in ISRO, we have the liquid and solid propulsions and all well established. That ramjet engine propulsion was not done, liquid ramjet engine. So he told that what we have is we all had this mainly in this slide. What I want to tell is when India was the largest, we were not able to make a missile. So when the IGDMP program came in the 1980s, people told that at least we know how to buy a missile. Earlier, even to buy a missile, we don't know how to write the specification. So we learned from that point and reached some level. What was I thinking? His visit, when he went to NPOM Russia, they have 3 verticals, like cruise missile, ballistics, and satellites. So when he has seen that cruise missile, then they told that they have shown the ramjet engine. Then Dr. Kalam thought that we'll have some cooperation with them to learn. That is how the JV BrahMos was born. So as I told, these are all the 3 verticals for them. And similar to Dr. Kalam, in NPOM, they have one person called Vladimir Chelomi. He is called academician Chelomi. So there the concept is in their NPOM, that premises, where the factory is there, adjacent is the institute. So students study there, take some project and work in this place also. That is the concept. This man has, they have kept a beautiful museum there. He has won lot of awards. Main thing is, one thing, today I thought little bit about the innovations we can tell. So when we have seen, this was the first person who has given the foldable wings to a missile. That innovation was coming from none other than this Chelomi. So that helped to, what you can say, that he has shown that he has observed from the bird. When the bird is inside a nest, it folds its wing, safe, aram se. Then when it wants, the wing is deployed. So from there and from the aircraft is having a big wing. So when it is not required, I will fold it. So he merged that. So innovation need not have to be totally a new invention. Whatever is existing, that you use. Like another thing, for example, if you take gun on drone, they say God. So drone technology is well established. Suppose gun technology is separately established. Scanning, imaging is established. So it will have identify zones, or Raja Singh is sitting there, you check, match it. If it is okay, you fire him. So 3 things put together, that becomes a new product. So that is how that innovations come. And one other thing to our mind is, see, like one day we were visiting one carbon fabric facility. See, carbon fabric is very good for the heat what means any heat resistant thing, we use it. Then he was saying that one person, sir, it is nothing different. Maybe old people will know. Nama party use panna kari tunidan, sir, like that he told. That is olden days when the earthen pots are there, they don't use fresh cloth. They will say kari tuni, means repeatedly whatever they have used thing, with that they can hold. So a lot of technologies, whatever is earlier thing, no, using it. That is how the thing is there. So I thought 2-3 points I'll make about the success of BrahMos. One thing was, we could say about the finance part. So what they wanted is, they want an organization which works effectively. So we say when the government, red tape, bureaucracy, file moving up and down, delayed, all these things, what to do, all those things were happening. Then they told that it should be a fully owned government company, but it should be operated fast. So that is how, before coming to that, Okay, I'll tell this later also. So what they wanted was it to be faster. So I'll just come that slide is later. Before that, what is there is, they wanted, this also I'll tell you later. Before that, one video is there. Actually, 2023, we had the Silver Jubilee celebration. So that will capture many of the things. Is it coming? Audio is coming? Audio.
Our country boasts of the second largest and the fourth most potent military in the world. While there are many initiatives, factors and efforts that are to be credited for the resilience of our defense forces, the country's alliance with different nations takes the bigger chunk.
Wearing pants with stripes on the side.
An intergovernmental agreement between the Russian Federation and the Republic of India, signed on February 12, 1998, gave birth to the world's fastest cruise missile system, BrahMos. Today, BrahMos precision strike missiles have become the weapon of choice for the Indian Armed Forces, enabling them to fire from large standoff places in land, sea and air, in day or night, across all weather.
BrahMos team, Russian and Indian, have successfully broken the fifth nation syndrome. I congratulate all the BrahMos teams and their partners.
Named after the two rivers, Brahmaputra of India and Moskva of Russia, BrahMos is a testimony of a strong 25-year-long defense alliance between the two countries. BrahMos Aerospace, the joint venture between DRDO India and NPOM Russia, has been continuously upgrading the powerful, highly versatile BrahMos to increase its effectiveness.
We started as a small company with $250 million of investment from both the countries in a 50-50 type of a partnership. And today we sit with an order book, total order book of approximately $6 billion. Well, it's a complex missile system, and we have taken quite a few years to fine-tune the whole system. Before we got our first order from the Indian Navy in 2004, we had done about 6 flight trials. These were just development trials. And as we went on, targeting the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force, till today we have done 40 development trials. The users themselves have done 66 user trials. So, till date, 106 missiles of BrahMos have flown.
The biggest part of this achievement is, it is not only our armed forces, this is emerging as a major Indian brand in the military-industrial complex internationally. It gives us a great honor and privilege to be part of becoming the primary strike weapon out at sea and for our armed forces.
With its ability to perform several roles, hit multiple targets and operate on multiple platforms, the missile maker has undeniably become a significant force multiplier in the modern-day battlefields. Leveraging the technological prowess of both the nations, India and Russia, BrahMos Aerospace created a unique product with the shortest realization time in the world. And this year, this joint venture is celebrating its silver jubilee. Following a series of astounding achievements and successes, BrahMos expanded its motto from Make in India to Make for the World. In line with that vision, its first breakthrough came last year when it became the first full-scale weapon system to be exported to a responsible, friendly nation. BrahMos Missile Industrial Consortium involves over 200 domestic companies from both the public and private sector, thus generating immense employment opportunities. It's an excellent illustration of how India can make significant headway in developing cost-effective, high-technology systems from concept to market in the shortest amount of time.
जब हमारा ब्रह्मोस दुनिया में जाता है, कौन हिंदुस्तानी होगा जिसका मन आसमान को न छूता हो?
Jai Hind.
So the first point what I wanted to tell was the financial thing. As partially I told, you don't want to act slow. So then what was decided was it should be a fully owned government thing. And the moment the shareholding becomes 51%, it becomes a public sector. Then those rules apply and all. Then if it is less than 50, you don't have a control. So what is to be done? They were thinking, okay, 48 will keep, that 2% Indian banking will give something like that, ICICI or something like that, LIC. Then it was almost to be agreed. Then what has happened that LICs, all these people told that, okay, if your company is not doing well, I should have an escape mechanism. So what to do? Then people were saying, no, they could not convince and all. Then one finance person only told that you make it 50.5 and 49.5. So that pattern was not at all existing, and that was implemented and government has agreed to it. So it remained a private company, at the same time fully owned by the government. That is how decisions can be made faster and with the full approvals whatever was there. So that was the first one. Which you see, you have to think technical, non-technical, technological, all those things you have to take to make a program viable and success. So another thing is this is a complex missile system. When you see that it is almost like a solid piece, almost 99%. It is sometimes when you are coming, you can see that there is no space left for anything. So it is like an engineering marvel. Probably it is like interdisciplinary people, if they see that, they may be able to appreciate. A lot of wiring inside. There are some systems in the field, that kind of arrangements. Right click and move it also. Right click and move next one. Okay, I will not just go into that. See, the second innovation was the product innovation. That is, what is there is it's the same missile for land, ship, even for the air launch, it is totally different. The cruise configuration, that because aircraft is flying already at some speed, so you don't need that minor changes are there. But once those things are over, cruise configuration is same for all the things. That was the thing. So it is for all platforms and multiple trajectories also. So multiple platforms, multiple trajectories, and multi-target. Everything, the missile, the product was innovated in that way. It remains many of the things. it helps you to maintain the inventories also. Suppose something buying, economy of whatever the volume when we see and all. So that also helped this program to succeed. And in the product innovation, not only the platform, everything, basically this started like a supersonic anti-ship cruise missile. That means supersonic means flying faster than the speed of sound. Cruise features it have. Anti-ship means against a ship. So you have a metal object floating in the background of water. So this is what the concept. But when the flight trial time, when army has seen the performance they liked it, I want it for land application. So that was converted into land. So land means how will you accurately give the target, and if the targets to be discriminated, what all to be seen. And suppose sometimes the enemies and all staying just behind a hill. It cannot go like this. So it will come from the vertical and top. So it will come and hit from the steep dive, we say. And sometimes when we say cruise, you are detectable when you are going straight means it was supposed to give some maneuverability. So we say that C or S curve. That kind of things and all were implemented depending on the user needs. And BrahMos was adaptable to accept those requirements and changes. That was also another reason for the success. Many times we say, no, this is my product. If you want to buy, you buy. So that was not done. So that is how it evolved. Various block 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. Now we are looking for the long range and the miniaturized version also. Like the weight of BrahMos missile for the air-launched version is 2.5 tons, 2.5 tons. So many of the aircraft, so only Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, that in the belly only one BrahMos missile you can carry. So now what we are looking for is less than 1350. That means many things in the wings and all, they are cleared for 1.5 tons only, inboard and this kind of things. So missile weight is brought down to 1350 without changing many things. So that work is also going on, so that aircraft, LCA Mark 1, Mark 2, AMCA, or any other aircraft. That is how you have to keep on adapting yourself. And the third thing is the organization itself, like not restricting to some specific work. I told, don't try to do everything. At the same time, take responsibility for everything also. Like here, what right, mind to market, right from your concept, design to development, development to making it, making to initial prototype testing, testing to production, production to induction, induction to post-delivery servicing. All those things are done by BrahMos. They know all the different people. They have pooled the supply chain and made it, that is how it is being done. Then another thing what I forgot to tell was, there is something called a concept called process stock item. This product was made in a very short time. 98 you signed, 2000 you had the flight trial. So 2 years you are having the flight trial in a missile of this class is not, you cannot think of it because of the testing, this and all. So here what they have done is, in India, and what they call as a term called process stock items. That means whatever good technology product you have developed, you try to use that. Now, many things once it is used, they will say, no, this was the engine used in that, but this shape is different. Like that, booster seeker ramjet, that was the process secret for Russians, and all the onboard guidance equipment, that was ours. So then all the ground systems were ours. Like that, already mature technologies were used. That is how it was done in a shortest time. So if you see that organization, technology, and the product, all these things contributed to the success of the program. So when we see, suppose space related thing was there, this is one picture I was just putting. This was what is happening in the Russia-Ukraine war and all. Many of the things where you can reach, see, you are detected, you are seen, that means you will be destroyed. So what all the things you will have kind of thing, no? Like electronic support measures. And this all comes from that elite and all, they come from spacecrafts only. Then countermeasures, if somebody is going to do, what is that you have to do? Then countermeasures. See, like, suppose I am firing against a flying target, if I say. So, you try to home on to either the heat generated, IR signature, or the shape, whatever it is giving, kind of thing. So what the enemy will do is, the moment he sends from his radar that some missile is going to come, they will try to do something. Suppose if IR seeking missile means, they'll put out some temperature source, 2, 3. So that will divert it. Or if it is some shape related thing, some chaff kind of thing, some powder related which generate that kind of RCS, radar cross section will be put. So thinking that that is a thing, then ECCM is, you think that that fellow will do this, then in a time you will see. Suppose if it is a real aircraft, continuously it will remain same. But if it is a powder which is simulating that, after some time interval it will not be same. So then you try to do that and do those measures and all. So there are all ECCM features, they'll say. This is one example I am giving. There are n number of techniques. So these are all your, whatever, when you are thinking about space, this, that and all, these are the, whatever things you should know. And other thing is this air defense. Suppose any enemy missile coming, one is you are attacking, suppose somebody else is attacking, how to get rid of that? So you might have heard about this Iron Dome, S-400 and Indian Desha Kusha and all. So many things, what is there is all these things tracking. Many things satellite support is required because ground radars powerful and all, they are all limited. So all the support comes from the space. Suppose if you see, depending on the ranges, you know, whatever we have, like that you will have. And other thing what is coming is, I heard that you are doing a lot of things about drones also. This will penetrate into the missile defense area heavily, like there is swarm of drones, this, that and all. So drone and anti-drone also, all those technologies are evolving and it will be coming in a big way. And next thing is this directed energy, that laser systems and all. If enemy is coming, there are something called soft skill and hard skill, kill. So those things and all means either you are damaging it or you are doing something else, that kind of thing. That is how things are evolving. So if you see in our country right now, what we say is, there are two things we say, that whatever you are seeing at the top, that is called strategic missiles. That means they'll have nuclear warheads, they'll never be used in the war. They are only used for threatening. Once it is used, that is the end of it. So that is to threaten the people, no, if I do something, he may do that. Whereas the bottom one, they'll be, are called tactical missiles, they'll be left and right used because it will not have collateral damage. Specifically, suppose this building, this window, if you want to hit it, you can hit it. These kind of things will be there. And right now, in our missile complex in Hyderabad, various work centers and all, what it is told is from underwater to outer space, you name a missile, right now the capability has come to design and make and test. These kind of things have come. So with all you people entering into so many things, you keep in this mind, we can find some applications and it will help us. Thank you. Jai Hind. Any questions are there? I'll be happy to answer.
Hello. So thank you so much, sir. It was a very nice presentation, and which you pointed out the evaluation of warfare and the various technologies in missile, and the joint venture in between the India and Russia, and the inspirational video of 25 years journey, and the various innovation of BrahMos, and how the latest trend which is going on, the electronic warfare. Very nicely it is picturized, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We'll have 1 or 2 questions. Students, we'll have 1 or 2 questions, then we'll go for the closing session. My dear students,
plenty actually. Proportion what thing is the materials. Will be so these are and so that whatever when the missile or any object flies, it produces a drag. The engine, whatever it is having, should have at least the drag so that it sustains. Otherwise, it will slow down. So the engines not mature to provide that thrust to weight ratio or thrust to drag ratio. That is one thing. And the materials for sustained thing. So these areas now people are claiming now 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 1000 seconds like that. So once these scramjet issues, material issues, once this is there, then electronics part they have parallelly qualified many things. When you see sometimes the shock load or the environment load and all, because they have developed the ablative materials also. So if you see, electronics component should not see beyond 70 degrees centigrade. So they'll have that kind of cooling, whatever is there, ablative or whatever you say that. So that is another challenge. So many things of that kind of material. So high temperature material, scramjet engine. These two till fully not matured. We are doing like a lab level and some specific thing. Some particular thing you go, it will work or not, that kind of thing. Right? Like so many things doing, like any other thing, it is not yet matured. But that is to be done and it will be done.
thank you, sir. Sir, sir, can you little brief about presently the MOU is for the purchase of the BrahMos, no, sir? Which all the countries?
Yeah, right now it is exported to Philippines.
Philippines, okay.
Many other countries have approached actually. Then they have a procedure. First, it's not only selling straight away. So they say it is a Indo-Russian joint venture. So it will be given to a friendly country to both India and Russia.
Okay.
See, suppose if you see China, it is not friendly to us but friendly to Russia.
Okay.
So then they have made a list.
Okay.
One list where very good friends, then we'll like that. Then it is there. So it is not only you are making and all the governments involved, then they take approval and do it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now I'd like to invite our rector, Dr. D. Vishwanathan, sir, to present the momentum.
Thank you so much, sir. We are immensely happy and deeply honored.
Dear students, actually you have to understand one thing. If you want to visit their location nuclear, the security itself nuclear, I mean even you cannot stand in front of the gate itself. Clear. So such a very important personality has come here. So take all the presentations nuclear into your mind and then try to take it to the next level from the student, I mean from our laboratory to the next level. So this is what actually the message we have to get.
Actually, 1984 I visited DRDL. I joined for PhD with Abdul Kalam. My project is missile technology, Trishul missile, making a titanium gas bottles. So at that time, Trishul, Akash, Agni, Prithvi, Nag, all the 5 missiles were developed by Kalam. First, India was the 7th country in the world to develop the technology. Even today, the component which I developed is in all missiles and rockets of India. So I am very proud to tell you, every one of you had a great opportunity to work with the missile system. This information, you will not get it from any book. That's why we compelled you to come over here to listen this. During these 2 days, you take all these informations and plan and foundation for your future career. It is also available on YouTube. Kindly go through that. If you want to go for internship to DRDL, we are ready to take their help, and they are ready to help our MGR students. Today our students, 4 students are going to ISRO, the Dr. Sankaran's organization. From day after tomorrow, they will be going for 4 months internship. So ISRO is recognizing our institution very highly. Utilize these opportunities, friends. Please do not waste your time inside the hall. I don't want you to speak each other. Try to understand, try to learn from here, and these 2 days conference will definitely give a foundation for your career. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's now time to felicitate a chair and chair of this session. Thank you, Ramesh sir, for being here. Thank you, Felix Kala ma'am, for being here. So now let's break for lunch. The lunch has been arranged at empty block, 2nd floor.
So for the students, participants, the lunch is there in the empty block, 2nd floor. And then for the other dignitaries, the lunch is there in the other campus. Probably